What's going on? So, of course, I got to take about Jokic and the Denver Nuggets. Jokic, I'm going to address that. He is not top four. He is not in the conversation with Shaq, Wilt, Russell, Kareem. So, stop. Got him right at the table with Hakeem and at the table with Moses Malone. But I can't even put him past them right now because I don't know if it's going to get any better than what he's doing. As great as he is, he might have peaked and topped out. We're going to see. We're going to see. But that ring was big, and no doubt it's huge. But he might just turn into a James Harden type. He might just be a perimeter. It might not get any better. I'm going to address the kind of help they need. The thing with him is that, yes, I'll give him an all around game. And he's one of the best players easily of the last 15 years. Right now for discussion. But when I heard Paul Pierce saying that he's, Durant was more valuable than LeBron and Steph and Durant and all, I'm like, pump the brakes, yo. The Durant factor, you can make a case because even though when Durant was in his peak in his prime, he was hard to stop, but in the right system. But aside from that ring, that one finals, Jokic the last 2 years been stopped in the second round. He has not gotten past the second round. He has not figured out how they're biting him up and picking at him enough to kind of nudge him, and it's starting to take its toll. He was definitely frustrated by Zubac in the first round, and he definitely couldn't get out the second. So, we could be looking at his peak and prime. Now, that's not to say he don't have 3 or 4 more top tier years in him. However, if he don't reprove that roster, he's going to be a stat pattern. He'll turn into a James Harden type. He'll turn into a guy that went from a could have been top tier all time great to a guy who's great, but he didn't quite get to the next level. He could be looking at a Giannis situation if he don't get help or get something going. So that's what it's looking like. He could be in Giannis' situation. As for the Nuggets, trying to get rid of your coach and on the run, you didn't really solve what you didn't do. Let me say this in English. You blew that one game to Denver. That one game to OKC. You could have probably won this series with a little more discipline. The first series went too long with the Clippers. So, hey, that was a too long series. Then you went into this series where you probably, again, don't have the horses for 7 games. And, it's kind of like we let Jokic get off, but everybody else who's going to beat us. Well, that's probably the problem. And you can't blame Russell Westbrook. He played pretty good, but the problem is they just don't have the depth.